PhpStorm, as many modern IDEs, offer us auto-completion feature. That is, when we start typing some code, we get a list of all possible auto-completions. And by default, this auto-completion list appears automatically. But in my case, I have disabled this feature. So in order to show auto-completion list, I have to press Ctrl space. And here we can use arrow up and down and press Enter to choose particular auto-completion. But for this lesson, I'm going to enable the feature to open up auto-completion window automatically. In settings, I have to enable the following checkbox, show suggestions as you type. So now as you can see, once I'm gonna start typing, window with auto-completion list appears automatically. By the way, if we're going to press Ctrl and space as auto-completion window is open, then auto-completion list will include not only the public members, but also protected and private members. Moving on, let's review another useful shortcut when it comes to completions. Let's start defining a new method here, but we're not going to type parentheses as well as opening and close curly braces of this method. Instead, we're going to make PhpStorm to add them for us. And to do so, we have to position the cursor on top of the method name and press Command-Shift-Enter. And right away, we're seeing that parentheses as well as curly braces have been added automatically. Let's try it one more time. Let's define another method, position the cursor on top of the method name and press Command-Shift-Enter. And there we go. Method has been completed. It also works for some other symbols. For example, let's try it out on the example of the if statement. Once I will type if and then press Command-Shift-Enter, the if statement will be auto-completed. The same works in case of for loop. As we can see, it also has been completed after pressing Command-Shift-Enter. Now let's review so-called postfix completions, and they work in the following way. Firstly, we have to type in variable name or some literal value, and then specify dot, after which we have to specify one of the predefined tokens. For example, if I'll specify if and press tab to activate completion, as we can see, it has been expanded to the if statement, where the variable that we have used before has been put inside the condition. Another example how to quickly generate return statement is to firstly type in return value, then dot, and keyword return. After pressing tab, return statement expands to its normal form. Here is one more example. Let's use variable user, then dot, and use an n token in this case, which means not null. And after expanding this statement, we'll see that we got if conditional block, and inside of the condition there is an expression which compares our variable user with null value. There are actually a bunch of different postfix completions that we can use, and to check out the whole list of possible completions, we have to open up settings, go to postfix completion section, and here we can find a list of all possible postfix completions. Then to quickly open up documentation of a particular symbol in the completion list, we can press Option and space. The new floating window will be open with the implementation of a particular symbol that we have chosen in the completion list. And now let's review another type of completions, so-called smart completions, that are based on AI. And these completions are called smart because they take under consideration the surrounding code. So for example, if we're gonna try to define new method in this class, before typing in the name for the method, PhpStorm suggests smart completion of the possible name for the new method. And as we can see, in my case, it is pretty accurate, since the method I have just deleted had this name comments. And then if I'll type in word return, then PhpStorm will suggest possible return value of this method. After pressing tab, this whole completion will be added. And once again, this completion is based on the surrounding context. For example, if I'm gonna try to return something from the scope method, PhpStorm suggests another completion that is relevant specifically to the scope methods in Laravel projects. So these AI-based completions are enabled in PhpStorm by default. And to disable them, we can go to Settings, open up Code Completion section, and uncheck the following option, Enable Full Line Suggestions. So now if we're gonna try to do the same thing, return something from this method, as we can see now, no completions appear. These AI-based completions come with a default setup of PhpStorm, provided by bundled plugin called Full Line Code Completion. And if we're going to search for this plugin in the settings, as we can see, this plugin is called Full Line Code Completion, which is bundled with PhpStorm. Alright, so since I prefer to show AI-based completions automatically, I'm gonna open up Code Completion section and check Enable Full Line Suggestions option. Once again, let's check it out that AI-based completions has been enabled. As we can see, they're showing up now. And lastly, I'm gonna open up settings once again and disable automatic appearance of auto-completion list, since I prefer to show auto-completion list whenever I need to, by pressing keyboard shortcut Ctrl space. Once again, the option responsible for showing auto-completion list is called Show Suggestions as you type. I'm gonna uncheck this option. So my workflow when it comes to auto-completion is as follows. Once I start typing something and I need to see all possible completions, I press Ctrl space. And then if I need to take a look at the implementation of a certain symbol, I'll choose it in this list and press Option space. This way I'm getting floating window with an implementation of this symbol. And that's about it for completions. In this lesson we have reviewed 3 different types of completions: default completions, postfix completions, and AI-based completions.